just reading the poem after which my dog is named. His name is Jim, and it's a Russian poem. By a poet named Sergei Yesenin, who was my favorite Russian poet, which, I mean, isn't really much of a statement because I don't know a lot about Russian poetry, but so essentially it means he's really the only Russian poet that I've read anything of besides Pushkin, whom everybody knows, who probably is the greatest Russian poet. I mean, like, there's really no equal to his poetry, maybe anywhere in the world. Like, I think Russian poetry is probably the best poetry ever. Just the way the words come together. Like, Russian is a really, really complex language. Like, it's hard to be good at Russian. The grammar is difficult and very nuanced. It's beautiful. It's incredibly beautiful. There's so much feeling in the language. It's really astounding. It's just really, it's impressive. It's very impressive. When you read it, when you read good Russian, it's just so impressive. Yeah. So anyway. So yeah, this poem is by Sergei Yesenin, and he's talking to this dog whose name is Jim, and who belongs to his friend, who's like a well-known Russian guy, like this socialite. And he's telling the dog that basically you have a lot of guests in your house, and one of them is this woman that basically Yesenin, used to be in love with, or maybe still is in love with, but he hurt her. And so he says to the dog, look, have you seen this particular woman? She's sadder than the rest of your guests, probably because Yesenin broke her heart. You'll see her if you haven't already. Do me a favor and lick her palm for me, without my being there, and essentially, in apology for everything that I am and am not guilty of. And it's a really cool poem. It's a really interesting take, meaning this guy's talking to this dog about this woman that he wants to apologize to. So, most people would just, write the poem to the woman. But Yesenin was a genius, and he came up with a different avenue, which was to write to the dog. He's having this conversation with the dog, saying, hey, apologize to this woman for me. I won't be there. Anyway, super interesting and very tragic. And Yesenin was one of these guys that, it's a recurring theme in history, actually, like Pushkin also. Yesenin, I believe, he lived a long time ago, either 1800s or like early 1900s, and he died. He was killed, I think, very young. He was like in his 30s, like 33 or something, in a duel over a woman, as was Pushkin. right around that same age, like somewhere between 28 and 33. It's crazy. Like, you look at the work that these guys did, and like at that age to have accomplished what they accomplished is just so crazy. And you think to yourself, like, well, what could they have done if they had lived on? Well, that's one way to look at it. Another way to look at it is like maybe they weren't meant to live longer than they did. That's why they accomplished as much as they did at that age. Like, it's astounding what they were able to accomplish in such a short time. And you look at others who either died or were killed, like at that age, like Jesus Christ is, probably the most obvious example. Died at whatever, 33, I think. Um, you know, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, these artists, and I'm sure there's more, but like you just see it as a theme throughout history, these like flaming stars that flame out so early. But like if you were to judge by their body of work, you would never know that they were so young. Both because it's so voluminous and because it's brilliant. And it has, the thing that makes, music or poetry powerful is that it conveys an insight into life. And in order to be able to do that, you have to have an understanding of life. And for someone so young to have a deep enough understanding of life to be able to put it into poem or song and move other people, and not just move the world generations after they wrote it. Like, that's incredibly powerful. So just find it really impressive. And yeah, I just read it for the first time in a long time. And it's beautiful to reconnect with it and, sit here with my dog and hold his paw.